What's up, guys? Welcome back to Build Cool again. Today, we're back to work on our 1986 Honda Helix CN250. And in this episode, we're going to go through and change out our master cylinder for something a little more performance oriented. And then once we get that all taken care of and bled, we're going to move to the rear of this bike so we can take off the old shocks that are on here and start figuring out where we're going to cut the rear of this frame at. Because the way the shock mounts go up, that's not going to fly. I want everything to be nice and smooth and streamlined looking. So I'm going to have to chop all that off so we can rebuild the rear of this frame. But we need to get the shocks off so we can figure out what's gonna go on there. But before we get started, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool. You're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out as we get closer to finishing this thing up and taking it out for a test ride, because I'm real excited for the rides we're gonna be doing on this thing. And you're not going to want to miss out. But with all that being said, let's get started. So we got a few things taken care of, but there was a few things that did not go quite as planned. So I showed you guys a Brembo master cylinder that I wanted to put on this, but unfortunately I do not have the correct size banjo bolt, and I can't seem to find the correct one I need for this application. So I don't know, maybe this master was off a much bigger bike, so maybe because it was made for a dual caliper application, maybe this is just too small for this. But anywho, I had another master cylinder laying around. It's just not a nice Brembo one, and I was able to put that on here. But putting that on here, I realized the brake cable, or the brake line, whatever you want to call it, is way too long. So I am going to have to order something else for that. So we're not going to really mess with bleeding the brakes or doing anything with that. I went ahead, moved on to the rear of this bike. I got the shocks off of it, so now we're ready to cut off the shock tower part, like just this upper section here. Off camera, I went ahead and busted out my big tubing bender for the first time and bent this guy, and I am very happy with how this came out. So we're going to use this as the rear hoop for the seat. We're going to cut that stuff off, mock this guy up, maybe get it tacked in, and then we'll build our shock mounts off of this, and we'll just keep on going, build it all up, and then later on we'll weld everything all out and be ready to rock. But I'll go ahead, get you guys all set up. I did flip the bike around, that way it's a little easier to film instead of being crammed back in the corner. Figure just spin it around so now we can just easily see what's going on here. So I'll get you guys all set up and we'll start cutting the frame of this thing. So with all that being said, let's keep going. Alright guys, so we got our master cylinder swapped out, we got our rear shocks removed, we got the rear of the frame is cut off, and we've got our seat frame hoop deal is tacked in there. Well, it's kind of welded in, like 50-50. You could probably jump on it and it's not gonna just fall off. So it's on there, but it's not fully welded on there. And I'm really happy with how this thing's turning out. So now we're gonna go ahead, call it a wrap on this episode. In the next episode, we're gonna get our rear shocks mounted back up so that way this thing can be a roller again. And then, who knows, maybe we'll do wiring, maybe we'll start mounting other stuff, because we still need to relocate our coil. There's a bunch of tabs that need to be cut off. Who knows? We'll just have to keep on going and see where we wind up. But before we get out of here, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool shit. This thing's getting closer and closer with every episode that passes, and you're not going to want to miss out when we start riding this thing, because that's just around the corner. Maybe a few more episodes and we'll probably be ready to ride, at least test ride this thing, because I'm probably going to do the electrical off camera, or who knows, maybe I'll film it. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to see the electrical redo. But with all that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace!